All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our seniors chair yoga class. Today we're going to be using a tea towel for some exercises, so make sure that you have one of those handy. You can just put it on the back of your chair for now so that it's, conveniently located for when we need it. All right. So placing your feet on the ground, lean back into your chair. Take a nice deep breath. Let it all out. Settle in. Connecting your feet, maybe adjusting how they're touching the ground, maybe moving around a little bit. Wiggling a little bit in your hips so that you can feel your sits bones on your chair and settling back into your chair, just taking your time. Getting that sensory input of connecting with something that's nice and solid and firm, that's supportive. You can rest your hands on your lap, whether it's palms up or palms down. Just seeing which feels best. Then inviting some nice deep breaths. So maybe you start low in the belly. Seeing if you can get those bottom ribs to move for you. Maybe working toward the side ribs now. See if you get them to expand. The arms might, expand a little bit as well and drift away from the body as the ribs press out against them. And that's a good thing. Maybe you work with the back ribs. Directing your attention there, sending some love to your kidneys, and then to the upper back. See if you can get those ribs to move, and eventually the chest, the upper chest. Seeing if those ribs can move for you. Nice. And then working toward moving all of the ribs on a deep breath. Lower side, back, upper back, chest, and letting that all go. Just becoming really intimately aware of all of the ribs and how they should move as the lungs inflate and deflate. Take 2 more deep breaths here. Just pausing and tuning in, and there might be a word or a phrase that resonates with you, something that inspires you or brings you home to yourself. Might be a word that you return to often, or a feeling that you'd like to have more of in your life. And then in your own time, bringing your hands so the palms are touching at the center of your chest, connecting the right and the left, tuning into your heart. Gently lowering the head towards your fingers in gratitude for this day, for the opportunities that it provides, for the tender mercies. Then releasing your hands, allowing the eyes to flutter open, and just come a little bit away from the back of your chair. All right, so we're coming into that seated mountain pose, connecting once again with the feet. We did some feet work in our last class, all right? And we're going to start with a tapping exercise, just kind of waking up the entire body, okay? So bringing your fingers to your head and just start to tap them, kind of like raindrops, drip, drop, drip, drop. Just on your head, all over, on the front, the sides, the parietal lobes, moving back to the back of the head, kind of up on the top. And then, you know, you can go from individual raindrops to a little bit more. You can tap them all in unison. You can choose how hard your rain is going to fall on your head. You can bring it down across your cheekbones. You might get a little bit softer around your eyes. I kind of just use my middle finger or even a ring finger. Each of your fingers will have a different degree of pressure, right? Because different fingers have different strengths. So you can choose and modify just by coming down to your jawbone. I like more on my jawbone. Those are pretty strong muscles, the mandible muscle in the jaw. You can open your jaw while you do this, or close it. All right. And then coming into a soft fist. So instead of like a big fist, it's just kind of a soft fist. And take that and bring it to your collarbones, you know, just below your collarbone there. It's kind of like you can make yourself vibrate, do a little Tarzan going on. And you can do the other side with that soft fist. And then you can take that soft fist up into this trapezius muscle along the upper shoulder and the neck. And now the other side. And then take it down an arm. Just tap. You want to tap the back of the arm, the tricep, and the front of the arm, the bicep, and down into the forearm. Tap, tap, tapping. And the back of the forearm. And make your way up your arm to your chest, the other chest, and then the other arm. Okay, so the front of the arm and the back of the arm. You just kind of do for as long as feels good for you, right? Coming down into the forearm and the back of the forearm, tap, tap, tapping. What we're doing is providing a lot of sensory input, coming back up the arm, waking up the nerves and the muscles. All right, now we're going to come down to the lower ribs. I can't find them. Giving them, like, now I kind of get to a more of a fist. You can use the side of your hands, that kind of feels good. And then we're going to go into the back. So I like to use kind of the thumb side of the fist. And give your kidneys, reach as high up as you can. Give those kidneys some love. Go lower on your back. Go across the pelvis. Reach wherever you can. It's all good. Okay. And then come into your hips. Give those hips a good smack. And different sides of the fist will feel different, so go experiment. And then we're going to come down the thighs, okay? So tapping down the thighs, on the top of the thighs, the outside of the thighs, the inside of the thighs. And then we're going to go down to the inside of the leg, down here. And the outside, we don't really tap the front of the shin because the bone's right there, but getting into the back feels really quite lovely. And you can, right, you get to choose how hard you want to hit yourself. Okay, and we're going to slowly make our way back up, okay? So take your time, keep giving yourself lots of sensation and input. So this is called proprioceptive input. Makes your brain happy. You can do your belly. Bellies feel good, and especially if you've been dealing with any kind of digestive issues, going in circles around the belly, that might feel good. Right, those ribs, the low back, okay, the upper chest. We're going to just briefly do the arms again. And then the other side. Okay. You can take your raindrop fingers and do your neck. bring it up to the back of the skull. Again, deciding how much you want, but eventually slowing it down and going back, kind of just the occasional raindrop on your head. And eventually stopping. And just notice for a moment. Your whole body tingling and alive and aware. Nice. All right. So if you ever need a pick-me-up during your day, that or any part of that tapping exercise will provide that for you. It'll wake up your brain, wake up your body. It increases your awareness of space and the blood flow throughout the body. So all really good things. All right, so tapping. All right, now that we're awake, let's grab our tea towel. All right.
Now, Donna, would the strap work better?
A strap would work. You can even use an exercise band if you have a resistance band. There's lots of things that you could use, and you could use a bigger towel, like a bath towel, if you wanted more range of motion. But I figured, most people have a tea towel laying around, so that's what we're going with today. All right, so first of all, we're gonna get into some rowing. So just take it out and pull it back. Pull the elbows toward the back of the body. Reach forward and pull the elbows back. Right. And the height that you row is completely up to you. If it feels better to row low, right, down by your waist and into the hips, feel free to do that. Or you can bring it kind of toward the chest or up toward the shoulders. Now my shoulder does not want to do toward the shoulders. It actually feels way better to come lower, but to experiment to what feels good for you, just reaching and back. And really trying, as you come back, kind of squeeze the shoulder blades toward one another. See if you can wake up those rhomboid muscles in the upper back, the lower trapezius muscles. Inhaling and exhaling, just moving, beginning to warm things up. All right. And then bringing your hands just out in front of you, twisting to one side. Just twist, come back to center, and twist to the other. And you can lead with the hand that's further into the twist, the back hand. You can kind of pull with that hand if that helps. It's a little bit more active twisting, okay, to pull it back. Or you can twist more with the back and let the arms just kind of follow, right? So it just depends on where you want to move and feel that twisting action coming from. If it feels better for you to keep looking forward, keep looking forward. If you want to turn your gaze with the twist, feel free to do that. I'm going to do 2 more of these. 1 more on each side. Nice. You can take a break, roll your shoulders either forward or back. Nice. Okay. And bringing it out again. And again, whatever height feels good. But one arm's going to push forward, the other one's going to pull back and make your towel really taut. Okay? And then switch. So push and pull. Push and pull. Yep. And I'm finding that I'm kind of twisting as well. Like when I pull back, I'm putting my palm up. But I don't know if that's just what is naturally happening or if you guys might be doing something different. But I'm getting a little bit deeper stretch as I put my palm up as I come back. And again, being down low might feel different. Being up high, oh yeah, totally different muscles, right? So experiment with both and see kind of what's feeling good, where you might have some weaknesses or restrictions, right? And just creating that awareness while we're moving through these exercises. How are we doing? Are we getting warm? Yeah. Okay, last two. Last one. Okay. Whew. Shake that up, roll in your shoulders. See? Great exercises, just with a tea towel. Okay, next. I'm going to take the arms, and again, height is completely up to you, reaching them up and bringing them down. Okay? And as you reach up, just become aware of when do your ribs, your lower ribs start to flare. Okay? Because there's a certain degree of shoulder mobility, and then there's a certain degree of ribs taking over and giving you some range of motion, right? And so notice when the shoulders, and then for me, then there's ribs, right, as you go up. It's like shoulders, 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 oh, ribs. Okay? And maybe you experiment with keeping the ribs down and finding your range of motion. Okay? Inhaling to lift and exhaling to lower. Okay, 2 more like this, and then we're going to keep the arms up and get into some side bending. All right, so the arms are up. Bend the top elbow and reach the other arm far away from you. Okay, and switch sides. So, yes, looks good. Okay, opening up the armpit, getting into the side ribs, and you can even begin to bend over as you would like. Okay? Feel free to bend that top elbow as much as you'd like. And if it feels better to have this further down for your range of motion in your shoulder, you do that, right? Right, down here is awesome too. Up, finding what feels good for you. All right, and now we're going to kind of free flow it. Just go wherever it feels good, rotating your body, take it back, take it forward, roll around. Oh, you might find some lovely spots there. That's it. Fantastic. All right, and when you're ready, just let that come down. Whew. Nice. Maybe some gentle rolls in the shoulders. Okay, and now we're ready to get into what are called cow-faced arms. Okay? And you'll want to hold on to your tea towel with one hand and bring that hand kind of over your head, the elbow toward the sky, and bending the elbow, letting the tea towel drape down your back. Okay? This other hand is going to come find the back end or the bottom end of the tea towel somewhere. Right? And then we're going to imagine we're scrubbing our back. So the top end is going to pull up, and then the bottom hand is going to pull down. Okay? Just gently washing your back with the tea towel. Up and down. And you can increase the resistance, right? When you pull up, that bottom hand might be a little bit, heavy. And when you pull down, that top hand might resist, okay? So if you want more, you can give yourself more by increasing the resistance. Or you can simply work on range of motion. Both are really great activities. Okay, one more, scrub-a-dub-dub. All right, and then you want to release that bottom hand and let go and bring your tea towel forward. Roll around in the shoulders. Maybe some neck bends. We've got the other side to do. Okay? So once again, hold onto your tea towel. Bring your arm up behind the head. Bend the elbow enough that the tea towel can drape down your back. The other hand is going to grab onto the towel. Okay? And then sliding down and sliding up. Right. And breathing while you do this. Yes? Breathing is good. It's a great activity. Right. And again, that resistance, if you want some resistance and a hold, feel free to add that in. Right. Listening to your body and what feels good. For me, just kind of moving through range of motion feels really nice today. So that's kind of what I'm working on. Range of motion. And breathe. Nice. When you're done, the bottom arm lets go, and then the top arm releases. All right. So you can put your tea towel away. I'm probably done with it unless I get inspired later on. And just roll through the shoulders a few times. The other direction. And then sitting, pausing, noticing how you feel. Fantastic. All right. Now that we have done, we've warmed up the shoulders, we've woken up the entire body a little bit, we're going to get into some core work. Okay? So starting with just some heel lifts, coming up onto tippy toes. Lifting your heels. Lift. Just alternating. Keep breathing and sit up nice and tall. Collarbones are broad. And we're going to start to march. So instead of just lifting up the heel, lift up the entire foot. Marching in our seats. March, 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 march. Fantastic. And you might notice as you rock side to side on your seat that your sits bones and your pelvis, make those shifting adjustments. That's great. We're creating some strength here in the hip flexors, core strength. Okay, nice low back. Okay, so now that we've been marching, let's add a kick. So lift, kick, lift, and down. Lift, kick, lift, and down. Yep. Take one side and then the other side. Lift, kick, lift, down. Okay, what we're doing is we're increasing the load on the core with the kick. That is harder than just to the lift. Okay? His legs are heavy. So the physics this way is heavier than bent. Right? So just that little bit. Okay. Now we're going to add a lift in the arms. Yes? Lift, keep them up and down. Lift, keep them up. Working on some endurance. Yes, lots of core. How are we doing? Okay, now we're going to change the lift. Just take it out. Oh, working those deltoids and lower. Oh, hang on. Lift, kick, lift, lower. Lift, kick, lift, lower. Lift, kick. Gotta say it. Right? It's just like when I was learning to read music and had to count out. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 2 more like that. Last one. Okay, nice. Okay, bringing your hands behind your head, or if you'd rather, you can bring your arms across in front, okay, whichever one feels better. Okay, and we're going to start to twist. Twist to one side and come to center. Twist to the other. Stay nice and upright with your torso. We're not bending, we're just twisting. Okay? Imagine that it's happening right at your sternum. Okay? Twisting and twisting. Beautiful. If you would like a little bit more of a twist, you lift the knee that you're twisting toward and then put it back down. That's the more, or you can do the less. Both are beautiful. Right? Just a little bit more engagement in the body. How are we doing, folks? That's it. Really nice oblique work. Those are the muscles on the sides of the body. Then we're also working the shoulders and the hip flexors. You might be feeling this all. I hope you're feeling it all. I am. All right. Last two here, or last one. Let's just do one more on each side. There we go. And let that go. Maybe shake your arms out. Okay. We have one more core to do, right? And you have options here. Okay, I encourage you to hold onto your chair, okay, kind of behind your hips. You may even want to lean back, okay? But if you lean back, don't collapse into your chair. Keep lifting up in the heart, so you're really using your core muscles, right? Maybe you lift one leg and the other. That's a beautiful version, okay? Or you think about lifting both legs off the ground and putting them back down. And both legs off the ground and put it back down. Yeah? Keep lifting the heart, lifting the legs, right? One leg at a time is fine. Maybe both. Use your chair. Hold on tight. We're going to do 4 more. Okay? 4, 3, 2, last 1, and take a break. Oh. Fabulous, yay! All right, and if you ever find yourself having to sit somewhere and it's boring, there may be many places like this in your life. You have to sit and wait for an appointment, you have to sit in church, or I don't know where you might be sitting, but just to take and lift your feet slightly off the ground and stay like that. Just a little bit, it's just a little lift. So your torso stays nice and soft, but everything from your waist down is alive, right? And you can see how long you can hold this for. All right, you might feel it in your low back, right? Because those hip flexors are connected to the low back. You might feel it in the front of the hips. You might feel it in your core. Sometimes people even feel it because their shoulders start to hitch up, okay? And the shoulders are trying to help. They can't really help, but they try. And take a break, right? So there you go. That's my sneaky core work that you can fit in anytime. All right, so we've done shoulders, we've done core, we've done some back and waist work. Let's get into our lovely legs, okay? So today we're gonna hook a knee, but this time open our chest to the front, okay? And so the knee might not hook very wide, it depends on our hips, okay? And one leg is gonna go out straight and one leg's gonna be bent. So it's really broad in the pelvis. You might want to move over a little bit in your chair. It'll depend on the height of your chair, if it's digging into your inner thigh. You know, make any adjustments that you need to or that feel better in your body. Okay? Beautiful. And then bringing your arms out. Okay, one to one side and one to the other. This is called Warrior 2. Okay? And let's just surf it out. Really reach over the bent knee and then reach over that straightish leg. There we go. Nice. Right, and in my mind's eye, you know, wipe out in the playlist in my head, Wipeout is currently playing. Fantastic. And now roll your palms up and then roll your shoulders all the other way so the palms go up on the other side. Right? That's it. Yeah. And you might find that your chest follows, right? Chest might round as you roll forward, it might open as you roll back. For sure. Because the chest is attached to the shoulders. This is a normal reaction. Right? And just enjoy that. It's kind of taking your cat-cow more into the shoulder blades and into the deltoid muscles at the top of the shoulders. While still getting all that beauty in the spine. All right, take your arms down. Rest an elbow on your bent knee. Nice. Take the other shoulder and arm and just let it dangle down. You can give it a little bit of a shake, see if you can get that shoulder to be real soft. And then maybe just start to swing it in some circles, just some gentle pendulum work here. Keeping the shoulder happy, increasing the blood flow. And then go in the opposite direction. Right? You want your arm to be nice and heavy. And you can always do this with a little bit of a weight, or if you want to hold onto a water bottle or a soup can or anything like that, you sure can. Fantastic. Eventually, let's bring this dangly arm in front of our face. Just drape it in front of your face. Bend the elbow and reach the elbow to the sky, kind of as you're doing a, it's so hot kind of activity here. Right? And then invite that elbow up toward the sky. Opening up the chest. Maybe you even look up. Maybe the palm reaches for the sky. Beautiful. Feel that opening to the sideways through the armpit. Oh, soften in the neck. And then we're going to gently reverse all of that. So the elbow is going to bend. The arm's going to come back and dangle. Beautiful. And slowly bring yourself upright. Okay. Very nice. Okay, switching sides. Okay. So finding your position with one knee bent, one leg extended, hips and shoulders facing forward. All right. Nice and tall with your spine, taking your arms out. Beautiful. And once again, reach over that bent knee and then over the straight leg, back and forth. Right? Push play on Wipeout in your brain. Or any other fun in the sun and the surf song that might come to mind. Nice. Okay, coming to stillness. Roll the palms up and then take those shoulders all the way in the opposite direction. Opening up in the chest. That's it. You got it. Moving with your breath. Just kind of tuning back in to saying, am I still breathing? And if so, how am I breathing? Is it slow and full, or is it kind of ragged and jagged? Am I stressed because of what I'm doing, and can I calm down with the breath? Yes, it's lots of shoulder work today. You got it. Taking breaks when you want to and need to. Okay, last one. All right, whew, let those relax and rest on that bent knee. The other arm dangles down. Let it drape. Shake it out a little bit. And then circle it around. Just kind of. Beautiful. When you're ready, go in the opposite direction. Think of the arm getting really heavy. Right? Letting gravity do most of the work here. Relaxing in the neck. And then beginning to bend the elbow, taking that arm in front of your face. So either the forearm or the hand kind of come to your forehead. The elbow reaches to the sky. Roll that chest open. Beautiful. Maybe the palm reaches for the sky. Feeling a beautiful stretch all the way along the side of the body. You can decide where you would like to look. If it feels better to look down or kind of forward or up. It's all up to you. And then gently reversing it. Bringing the hand back down. The arm down. Gently sliding all the way back into an upright position. That's good stuff. All right, let's come to standing. Okay, and today we're going to use our chair with the back away from us. Okay, so that you have the seat of the chair here, and you'll want some space behind you. Okay, so I'm just going to move my chair this way so I don't end up kicking a piano. Okay, but just check out that your space behind you, that if you extend a leg out, you're not going to kick anything. Okay? Now, holding onto the back of your chair, wherever is comfortable, let's stand up nice and tall. Just finding that mountain pose first. Maybe you come up onto tippy toes and lower down. Nice. Waking up the feet. They're our foundation. Want them nice and secure. All right. Then finding a place that you can hold onto your chair. It might be the side of the chair or the back of the chair. And begin to walk your feet out. All right. And we're working toward extending in the shoulders, yes? Bend the knees and imagine your hips are being pulled back behind you. Nice sweet traction there. Relax the head and the jaw. Maybe you shake it. Beautiful. And then we're going to straighten one leg and bend the knee of the other leg. And switch sides. So we're just walking it out. So this is called chair dog. And we're taking our chair dog for a nice little walk. And you do this at the pace that feels right for you. If you want to stay on one side a little bit longer. Keep thinking of those hips pulling back. The shoulders opening. Right? And you decide the degree. If it's a lot for your shoulders, feel free to bring your shoulders down to the seat of the chair or any other angle that feels right. Okay? Maybe you get to a point where you bend both knees a lot, and then once again imagine the hips being pulled back as you think about straightening the legs-ish. All right, fantastic. Now bring your hands to the base of your chair, to the seat of the chair. That'll give you a nice solid foundation. Okay, shift the weight onto one foot, come up onto the tippy toes of the other foot. Slide the tippy toes back behind you. That's it. Okay. Now, if you would like, lift those tippy toes off the ground. Lifting up, lifting up, lifting up. Pressing into the ground with your foot. Pressing into your chair with your arms. Reaching those back toes far behind you. So there's lots of energy going down and out. Maybe even reach the crown of the head away from you. Beautiful. You can experiment with maybe letting go of one hand on the chair. Alternating sides. Okay? Or maybe letting go of the chair altogether. I know, it's crazy talk, right? Right, hold on to your chair. Lower your leg, walk forward, come upright. Whew. Take a bit of a break. Nicely done. the other leg. Yay! All right. Once again, walk yourself back, coming into that chair dog position. Okay? Walk it out a little bit. Then find the seat of your chair with your hands. A nice stable base. Okay? Shifting the weight onto the other foot this time. Tippy toes. Slide back. Okay? There's lots of options here. You choose the one that serves you the best, right? Maybe you begin to lift your foot up a little bit, or a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Find where it feels good. Press into the ground with that standing foot. Press into your chair with your hands. Reach the back heel as far away from you as you can and reach the crown of the head. So everything's like a big star. You're shining out, out, out. Okay? Beautiful. Maybe you let go with one hand. Maybe you switch hands. Okay? There might be a possibility to fly both hands off the chair. It might not be a possibility today. You're going to save that for tomorrow. Bring the hands back down. Lower the leg. Whew. And this time, bend the knees, bend at the waist, bring your head down. Oh, rest the forearms maybe on the chair, or sometimes it feels even really lovely to rest your forehead on the chair. Nice little recovery stretch here. Inhaling and exhaling. Fantastic. In your own time, when you are ready, begin to make your way up, using the chair for support. Walk yourself in. Come back to standing tall. Nice. And then just shake it out. Right? Good stuff. All right. We have one more series using our chair here to stand. All right. So holding on to the back of your chair, walk your feet out, starting in chair dog again. All right. And then bring your hands to the seat of your chair and walk your feet wider. So step, 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 so that your feet are spread. Nice. Wide angle forward fold. Okay. Bend one knee. Oh, lean over, stretch that inner thigh. And then switch sides. Your toes could be wherever they feel good, right? But just see if you can track your knee over your toes, remembering that your knee is a hinge joint. So whatever way your toes are pointing, that's the way the knee should bend. So when I point my toes forward, my knee comes forward. And if I turn my toes out to the side, my knee is going to go then out to the side. Okay, so you can change the angle of the hip socket by just changing the pointing of your toes. But watch your knees, right? Beautiful. Okay, coming to stillness in the center. Leave one hand on your chair, kind of in the middle of the chair, and begin to twist and turn to the other side. Okay, you can place a hand on your hip. That's where it feels really comfortable for me. Maybe you want to reach a hand to the sky if you want that big chest opening kind of activity. I feel like having my hand on my hip today, so that's what I'm going to do. And again, you can change where you're looking. You might want to look down to the side wall or up. Right. Breathe here. Exhale, come on down. You can pause there for a second. Oh. Okay, and then we're going to twist to the other side. Okay. Hand on the hip or hand to the sky. Completely up to you. Turning your gaze and changing it, experimenting with where it feels good. breath in. Full breath out to come down. And once again, invite yourself a little bit deeper into your fold, maybe resting on your forearms, or maybe bringing your head down to the chair. You can bend the knees if you want, or keep them straight-ish. Two more deep breaths. Last breath here. Fantastic. To come out, you're going to hold onto your chair, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. Come back in, and then return to standing. Fantastic. All right. Working that back body, right? Some strengthening, getting into that, lifting the back leg, warrior 3, and some lengthening with all those wide angle poses. All right, we're still gonna get a little bit into the hips here, okay? So hang on to a pant leg, or maybe you hold on to the bottom of your leg, or maybe, see, I knew I shouldn't have put it away too far. Maybe you loop with your tea towel around the ankle. Okay, there's lots of ways to get into this. We're going to turn the knee out and just move it around, swing it around. Okay, so however you would like to do that. Little rock the baby going on. That's it. I mean, you invite it closer to your chest. You might feel yourself lean back as you do so. See if you can keep lifting up in the heart. Nice. Take it out. That's it. Bring it across. Beautiful. And now we're going to bring the leg across. Again, it can be down at the ankle, or cross at the knees, right? Sitting nice and tall. And imagine that you're squeezing the inner thighs toward one another, kind of bringing everything into the middle. You might feel your low belly contract as you do that, and then let it go. Squeeze it in, and let it go. Beautiful. Squeeze it in, and let it go. Okay. Next, we're going to imagine that they're being pressed out. So imagine the thighs are pressing out away from one another. So it's like the outer hips are going out here. You might feel some activity around the knees as they brace against that outer movement, and relax. Okay. Press out. So just lovely isometric stretching, and relax. Once again, press out and relax. Okay. Release your legs, maybe straighten them and give them a little bit of a shake. Let the femurs roll around in the hip sockets. Okay, we're gonna do the other leg. Again, if you're hanging onto your pant leg or looping it with a tea towel or holding on with your arms, whatever works in your world. All right. And you may have noticed that one hip may be vastly different than the other, right? Such is life. Right? We have dominant sides and more flexible sides and different range of motion one side to the other. Just becoming aware of some of those differences. Again, taking it way out, bringing it in and across. Okay, hugging it up into your chest. I always want to round. It's like, no, I want a deeper stretch. Lifting up in the heart. Fantastic. All right, and then crossing. Again, it can be at the ankle, it can be at the knee. Okay, both work. I just want to come into that adduction position of the hip. So add means to come in, okay? And we're gonna start by squeezing everything in. Bring it in, hold for like a count of 3, and release. Bring it in, right? Contracting all through the pelvis and the legs, and release. One more time. Squeeze it in. Sitting up nice and tall, and release. Okay, now we're gonna push out. Imagine pressing out, and release. Press out, and release. One more. Press out, and release. Very nice. Let those hips go. Shake. I like to call this chillaxana. It's your chill out pose. It's your laying in the sun, relaxing pose. All right, fabulous. One last twist. Inhale here. Exhale, gentle twist, bringing yourself around, maybe holding onto the back of the chair if it serves you, crossing in the front. Just feel that twist begin deep in the pelvis and gently roll its way up your back, all the way to the base of the skull. Just let it go where it wants to go. Trust the knowledge and the wisdom of the body. And breathe. Fantastic. Inhale to come back to center. Okay, second side. Big breath in. Exhaling, twisting. And once again, tune in. Feel the twist starting, the tailbone rolling up the spine. Breathe into that. Inhaling whenever you're ready to come back to center. Fantastic. All right, finding a comfortable place to rest for your relaxation. It might be seated in your chair. If you want to go find a place to lay down, do that. All right, get comfy. Lean back. Whew. Once again, feel that connection with the feet on the earth, the hips, your back, turning the palms wherever it feels good. You can turn the gaze downward if you'd like, or close your eyes. Just reducing the visual input so that you can relax a little bit deeper. Inhaling and exhaling. And today, as we come into the spinal relaxation, we'll take you through an ambient sound meditation. So ambient sounds are the sounds that are naturally occurring in your space. So tuning in to any sounds. There might be the sounds of the building, it might be settling or creaks or those type of natural sounds that happen in buildings. You may hear a furnace or a fan or some appliances, the hum of appliances. You may hear other people that are sharing the space with you. They might be in another room. outside of the walls of the space. Might be some sounds in your neighborhood, dogs or vehicles, birds. Just noticing the sound. And resting with them. If and when you find your mind wandering, bring it back to the sounds in your space. Taking a deep breath in and letting it out. Inhaling and exhaling. Thinking about your fingers and your toes, moving them and stretching them. Rolling wrists, maybe sitting up. Thank you so much for joining me and for this practice. I hope to see you again. Namaste.